But in real sense, I really actually wanted him to tell me, it's okay, it's not a big deal, let's go, But they were like, oh, okay, fine, the deal is off the table. And I was like, can't you read my mind? I'm telling you, I want to go for swimming. I do not think this is a question that should be directed to that person. It's a question that you should direct it to yourself. Do I see myself with this person in 10 years? If this person goes, I'ma die, guys. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. We're back, and today is something light, something easy, nothing much. I wanted to react to a couple of Twitter comments I have seen that have been going around, and I thought they were pretty interesting. I'm not blind reacting to them, nishaziona, but I just wanted to like react on camera and give my 2 cents concerning a couple of things I had seen on there. So I have a laptop behind me where the ninis are, the tweets are, but I'm going to leave them here for you guys to read along with me. So this is nothing heavy, it's just something light, no big deal. I don't even know how long this video is going to be, but I thought, why not sit down and just react and make a fun little video for all of us to enjoy, right? So this is what it reads. Men were asked on Twitter to give women some relationship advice. Swipe left to read their responses. I'm going to leave it here. So, first guy said, I hate to say it, but ladies, a man has to like you a little bit more than you like him in order for the relationship to work. Also, if he wanted to, he would have. If he wants to, he will. Okay, so first part, I was actually having this discussion sometime back with a friend of mine where we were talking about how we feel like a man has to like you a little bit more than you like them for it to work. But then I had a conversation with a guy and he was like, that's not really true. It is more of the person's character and the person's intentions with you. So I don't know, but I personally feel like a guy has to kind of like you a little bit more. I don't know why, but it just feels like women naturally love more. Women are naturals. Women love. Women are emotional. Men are, on the other hand, built a little bit different from us. So for me, I feel like because of that, if a guy likes you more, you're better placed to have a more sweet kind of relationship. A sweet spot, apple. I kind of feel that way, but I might be wrong. I think I agree with this guy to some extent, because it's coming from a guy at the end of the day. So yeah. So the second part says, also if he wanted to, he would have. If he wants to, he will. That I agree. You don't agree now, by the way, because it boils down to intentions at the end of the day. Because if somebody's intentions with you are not clear, they are not gonna give you what you want. Yep. Okay. The second guy said, when we say we are not ready for a relationship and you stick around, we let you because you all are some fools. Sips water. Drink water and mind your business. Anyway, when we say we're not ready for a relationship and you stick around, we let you because you all are some fools. Okay, that's so mean, but so true. As in, so brutally true. I don't know why, but okay, there are 2 sides of this coin. I feel like this is dependent on how far the relationship has gone. Okay, let me say it this way. If this guy said before the two of you started being together that they're not ready for a relationship, and then they end up being in a relationship with you at the end of the day, kwanza, first of all, why? That to me is already a question, because if this guy did not want to be in a relationship, then why did they allow themselves to come into a relationship with you? But on the flip side of it, you who knows this guy is not ready to be in a relationship, but then you still force issues and then you come together, you cannot blame them if they do not give you enough, honestly. And I feel so scared saying this because I feel like there's 2 sides of this coin. But for sure, if somebody tells you they're not ready to be in a relationship and then you still want to stick around, the dagger is pushed through your throat. You can't blame anyone, honestly. So I think you just go in and accept the consequences of your choices. Please take a compliment. It's frustrating when you give a girl a compliment and she disagrees. We weren't asking for your approval on our opinion, just telling you how great you look. Let me just say this. It's not even for relationships only. I have met friends who cannot take compliments, and I don't understand. I think that comes from a place of insecurity. Cause ukiambia mtu, you're so pretty, when in supu, and then they're like, yani wongo. That's just from a place of insecurity. I think they just need to deal with themselves. Because honestly, when somebody compliments you, it doesn't mean... I've literally actually met some people who say if you compliment them, ni urumia. I have. And it's sad. It's kind of sad because a compliment... Everyone deserves to feel good. Everyone deserves to be told nice things. So if you're complimented and you disagree, I think have some self-introspection. Ask yourself why. Because you might be insecure and you don't know. I agree with this guy. You should actually learn to accept compliments. Sometimes it becomes a little bit awkward for some of us, because for people who say it, because me, I can tell you, if you're beautiful, I can sing that song to you 65 times. Okay, not if you're beautiful. I believe everybody's beautiful. So if I see like you're pretty and I would want to compliment you and we become friends, I can tell you you're beautiful and you'll be like, please, enough. I think I enjoy it because it's something I would also love for myself. My primary love language is words of affirmation. So I think affirming people comes very easy for me. So yeah. The next one, you don't have to tell a man 10, 11, 12, 13 times how to love you. If the love he claims he has for you is real, his actions will be all the reassurance you need. Fully agreed. It's more than I love you, and it's more than the beautiful words that I think our generation today loves to hear. It's more than that. It is... what do you do when when we are pushed to the wall? How do you speak when you're angry? How do you react to things when you're frustrated? It's more than the I love yous. If I frustrate you, how do you treat me? If there's nobody around, how do you talk to me? If all those things, it's more than I love you. It has to be shown in action. Yes, action. I agree with this guy completely. Don't expect your mind to be a mind reader. We stupid. Just be straight up and exact what you want and expect from us. Lay your standards out and don't settle for nothing less from him. If he starts sleeping, check him. When we love you, it's nothing we want to do to make you happy. Oh, that's actually really nice. Don't expect your man to be a mind reader. We stupid. I don't know, but let me give you a situation. Let me give you a story. One time, I was like cold, and they were like, hey, can we go for swimming? And I was like, yes, sure, no problem. Because I was hesitating, and then I was on my period at that time. So I was like, it was on the 5th day. So on the 5th day, you can actually, if you wear a tampon, you can go swim, and it's not a big deal. So, because nothing will really, it's not even a problem. It's like you're done. So when they asked me, can we go for swimming? I was like, I really want to go for swimming for real, but I want you to just ask me a little bit more. Beg me, kidogo. So I was like, but I'm on the last day of my period, so ni necessary sana nienda alafu ikuwe too much, But in real sense, I really actually wanted him to tell me, it's okay, it's not a big deal, let's go, But they were like, oh, okay, fine, the deal is off the table. And I was like, can't you read my mind? I'm telling you, I want to go for swimming. It was so funny because we didn't even end up going for swimming anyway. So sometimes it's not that we think guys are mind readers. It's just that you just want to be pampered as a girl, I guess. You just want to be pampered. Unataka tu ufanye usikie tu poa. After the question of, are you hungry? Me, by the way, for real, if somebody asks me if I'm hungry and I'm hungry, I'll tell them I'm hungry. But if you ask me I'm hungry and I'm not hungry, But if you start eating, I want to eat, it's just, si ati sikuwa najua kenye nataka, mi sijui, it's just that now I'm suddenly hungry because you're eating. I don't know, I just feel like I want to eat, you know. So just be straight up and exact what you want and expect from us. It's not that easy for women. We like beating about the bush. This is like, comment down below if it's true for you as a lady. We beat about the bush so much. So, and I guess men are more straightforward, so that's why this is a challenge. You need to just learn to understand that women are not gonna always be straightforward. We just want to be pampered, basically. Since some of you women are going hard with the we are stupid part, now men, please know that you'll need to get it right and keep it right. In other words, what you did to get us, keep doing it. What do you mean what we did to get you? If you need to learn something like cooking, please do so. If you are before, keep it up. Is this guy talking about consistency with who you've been from the beginning? I guess that's what he's saying. So basically, how you were before, keep it up all through. If that's what he's saying, I kind of agree with him, because I'm not quite understanding what he's saying. If that's the nini, then I completely agree. I don't think it's right for somebody to interact with 1,000,001 versions of a person. It becomes a bit confusing. So if, and yes, I know sometimes I was actually listening to a certain someone, and the pastor was saying how dating is kind of a bit superficial, because you prepare and package yourself in a way that you want this person to see you as, but when the reality comes and the whole season of dating has like faded, now you start behaving in your real self. You are not pretending, you are not lying before, but you are kind of pretending so that you can fit the package of what this person wants. So when now it's time to actually do life, you're different, so it becomes a little bit frustrating for someone. So I think generally from the beginning to end, just be yourself, completely be yourself. If you find yourself wanting to show a different what is it called, a clean nini of yourself, it's ask yourself why you want to do that for that person, because maybe they're not the right person. Just maybe they're not. Be upfront and direct about your intentions and expectations from your partner in the relationship. Some men will do what you allow them to do. Put your foot down in the beginning of the relationship about your non-negotiables. Okay, this is good. Be upfront and direct about your intentions and expectations from your partner in a relationship. I think that's really good. This guy was being quite honest. It's good to be straightforward, what you want. I think that even it traces back to the part where they were saying men are not mind readers. It's good to be, there's some things you can't pretend about. You can't be like expecting them to fill in the boxes for you. So I agree. You need to be very clear about the intentions and the expectations you have from your partner, so that they can know if they fit the docket that you are signing them to fit or not. Then also, someone will do what you allow them to do. It's true though. If you've not set a boundary, like if you've not said, this is how I expect to be treated, this is not how I expect to be treated, how would they know it's a line they're crossing when they treat you in a way that you do not want to be treated? You know, put your foot down in the beginning of the relationship about your non-negotiables. That I agree. There are some things that I don't think non-negotiables are supposed to be put on the table when you have started the relationship. I'm at the beginning of the relationship, like this guy is saying. I think they need to be said even before you enter the relationship, because imagine, let me give you an example. Imagine if one of your non-negotiables is, this is a very funny one, but imagine if one of your non-negotiables is going on dates. You actually want to go and eat out and enjoy it, and then you say it at the beginning of the relationship when you've started dating, and this guy is not actually like that. You see already, that's already a nini, a friction, because the person will be like, I didn't know this about you, so I didn't know you cannot live without it. Yeah, so then also in that same like breath, people actually really need to know what the non-negotiables are. Kuna tu vitu zenye unajua hauwezi compromise on, and you know why are you getting into the relationship, because you'd have already seen these things in the first place. So why are you in a relationship with a person who does not fit the criteria of your non-negotiables. Food for thought. Keep your girlfriends out of your business. Never compare a relationship. Let me go one by one because in point form. So keep your girlfriends out of your business. I think just keep everyone out of your business, not just your girlfriends. Like, honestly, people don't have to know the nitty-gritties of your nini. And I don't mean secrecy. There's a difference between secrecy and privacy. Privacy is the things you want to keep to yourself as the two of you. Your problems, your struggles, your whatever, unless there is need for you to seek help from other people, and be very, very, very discerning about what kind of people or who you're asking questions, because some people just are there to amplify the problems, not to solve them. So keep people out of the business. I agree with this guy, but not in a secretive way, not in the sense that unafichuo. Kama unafichuo. Privacy and secrecy are very different. Never compare your relationship to other people's social media highlights. This guy is spitting facts, because everyone puts their, like, I was saying, my social media highlights. Actually, people put the highlights of their lives on social media. I do not look like this I literally went, took a shower, dressed up to come here and shoot this video. If you had found me on another day, I wouldn't be all dressed up and looking pretty. I would be just in my t-shirt and shorts and in the house, just crusty and all. But now on social media, people want to project only the highlighted parts of their lives. So if you want to compare yourself with that is very superficial, because that's not how life is every single day. Support his goals and dreams. That's self-explanatory. Not only his, but yours as well. Okay, let me not be unfair. This is about the guys who are talking about the ladies. So support each other's dreams, support his dreams and goals, set boundaries, standards, and expectations from day one. Very much agreed. I think the question of boundaries na standards, ata boundaries peke yake, is a very, very deep conversation, and it cannot just be said in one way. There's so much about boundaries that people struggle with. Personally, I struggle with. Yes, I know my boundaries, but sometimes to speak them up is different. It's difficult. But I was listening to Angel lately, and she was like, you do not have to say your boundaries out loud. You can show them. You don't have to shove your boundaries on people's faces. Like, let me give you an instance. If you do not like people calling you at 11, by 11 your phone is already set on a timer you want to sleep, don't pick the calls. That's a boundary you've spoken, but you've not spoken. Like, you've shown, you've not said it out loud, but you've said it. Like, if I don't pick your call the first time, the second time, the third time, if you're not psychotic, you'll know I don't like you calling me at this time. And then the next time you call me during the day, I'd be like, at 11, I'm normally asleep. I'm normally not on my phone at that time, So boundaries are important to be said. If you can't say them, you can show them. And then standards and expectations from day one. But then don't have people. I've had people's expectations. I've had conversations with a couple of people, and people have expectations. Expectations are too high. The only question I always ask myself, if I'm expecting this from this person, am I a candidate of my own expectations? If I expect you to have a certain amount of money in your account, do I have that same amount of money in my account? If I expect you to take me to a certain place for a date, can I take myself to that place for a date? Be realistic. Be honest with yourself. Number 5, he says, pay attention to your senses. They never lie. Yes, pay attention. Leave alone your senses. Me, I listen to the Holy Ghost. If the Holy Ghost tells me, like, you're going through a wrong path, I will listen. So you need to be very attentive and very cautious, and just look at the small things. Izo vitu ndogo ndogo. When they're angry, they speak in a certain tone. When they are, not to say that you're going to get a perfect human being, but there are those things that are just too obvious. That is pretty much self-explanatory. If a man seems interested one day and uninterested another, he's talking to 5 other women and doesn't know what he wants, leave his confused self to play games with someone else. Okay, that's just self-explanatory. It's true. But the part where he's talking to 5 other women, I think the guy was just trying to drive his point home. But it's true. If a person is interested one day and they're interested the other day, what are you still doing there? Love yourself. The next one, if everything triggers you, that is more of an indication on you than them. Get to at least know your triggers, traumas before you send a partner on an emotional guessing game and then getting upset when they don't know. Yeah. Let me give you guys a story. There's a time during my, what is it called, singlehood period, I was very intentional about knowing my triggers, what makes me angry, what does this, da 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 da. So I've said this a couple of times, not to people though, just specific people. So there was a time I remember I got so angry at my neighbor for doing something. That's a whole like story. I was so angry and mad at them. So I remember going to them and I really gave them a piece of my mind. But then when I got back to my house, the first thing that came into my mind, I was like, Joe, you're not ready to date. Because the way I handled that situation was so immature, was extremely let me say, it was just immature and not Christian of me, let me just say, because I did not handle the situation with wisdom at all. I was so mad. And in real sense, if anyone was to hear what happened, the lady had actually gotten me mad. She spoke really rudely to me, and she was very, what's the word, she was very entitled. She was extremely entitled, and she didn't see her mistake. So I was so mad at least. And then immediately I was like, you need to check yourself. You need to actually check yourself, because what if it was a different case scenario? This was your partner, and then you come and shout at them like that and scream at them. Would you even blame them if they said, I'm checking? Because yeah, check yourself, know your traumas and your triggers before you start imposing them on people. You start behaving in a funny way with people, because all the time somebody will be like, sa kwani nimefanya ama nisingefanya, so it's quite unfair. Know yourself. You will not fully understand. Some things will trigger you in a certain way, and then you will know, these are my trigger, this is a new trigger I didn't know I had. But for the at least take time to introspect, to have some self introspection.